Are we ready to plod on, guys?
Yes!
Yeah? Put your hands together. We couldn't get Ian Rush. Put your hands together for Chopra!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mike, you're watching Spud Boys TV. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the Station Inn, where there's an exclusive event going on with a famous Cardiff footballer, Michael Chopra. And I've been invited down by my good mate Kyle, and we're going to go check it out and hopefully film as much as we can. And yeah, record this amazing moment. I've been helping set up, I'll go show you around now. But this place has some amazing history. This is very dangerous, by the way. I thought it would be cool to do the intro balancing on this thing. So there is loads and loads of Cardiff memorabilia already set up, obviously to celebrate this legend amongst Cardiff City supporters. Now, I'm not going to lie, I don't know much about football at all, but the people that's going to this event, they are going to be proper die-hard fans of the sport. So hopefully we can have a few chats with them. You might know some of them. So yeah, so let's go inside and let's have a little look. So we all know Kyle. Say hello.
Hiya, mate.
So if you'd just like to introduce yourself.
I'm Paul.
Nice to meet you all.
I'm Louise, landlady at the station, massive Cardiff City fan.
And you are the brains
Chopra.
behind the whole situation.
Yeah, we are.
These two.
Are you excited?
Very excited.
Yeah.
Can't wait to meet you. And we feel like we've come a long way, haven't we?
Yeah,
you
we
know,
got it.
so
Yep, 6 weeks we
yeah,
did it.
yeah. And I feel like it's just happening now, and I'm really proud. Yeah, I don't know if you are.
I'm
proud.
buzzing,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
You've been. I know he's been buzzing.
buzzing.
You're
Yeah.
telling me.
Yeah.
I'm buzzing for the
Yeah.
pair of them. They
Yeah.
take their socks off. And
Everyone played their part.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So yeah, we're all happy. We just can't wait for him to come. He's coming up the hill right now.
So how many people are you expecting tonight?
Around 50, 55.
Nice.
Pub will be closed because then it's just dedicated to up close and
Yeah.
personal, right? So yeah, we're all good. We're all ready, aren't we? Guys? Ready to rock and roll.
The stages set.
I'm excited to see all the people again. See
Yeah,
the
It's
guy,
gonna be good. It's gonna be
the
good.
legend himself.
That one made, I had the other one made. So it's like, I could class them as a twin. So on the other one, it was like Cardiff City brothers.
Yeah.
And then we had like the geezer, and then also the Welsh flag, the bluebird was in the corner.
It's an awesome flag.
And
You said you made this for a boxer, and we walked out in the ring with it.
Yeah, so like the one that's missing, because obviously there's two of them,
Yeah.
he still got that one.
Oh, it's wicked.
So yeah, like the Robinson's boy, like Jacob Robinson. Do you know what I mean?
So how long have you been in Cardiff? That's an ancient top nine, that one. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
like I only bought this the other day, because obviously it's down in the stadium. Like I won't touch the new badge.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's all got to be like the old stuff. Like,
Yeah. So when you say the new stuff, you want about
like with the worm and.
right? Okay, I got
Yeah,
you.
so like-
Yeah, the
Well,
dragon. Yeah.
we call it the worm.
Oh, okay.
It's a Chinese dragon in it.
Right, I got you.
It's got
Oh,
nothing
yeah, I can see that.
Chinese dragon's got nothing to do with Cardiff. Like.
Yeah, I can see because none of the badges got it on.
Yeah.
And with the new one, you can see like a little dragon and
Yeah,
yeah, I
that's
got
it,
you.
Yeah, so like obviously all the badges you see today.
Yeah.
Is what we class as the proper badges.
Hello, such a fuck off.
What's that?
Is there a story behind this poster?
Well, yeah, this was fucking. I can't remember what fucking year it was, but that's when City played Real Madrid.
Yeah, so what he's asking, you know,
It's a
picture.
signed, isn't it?
Oh, yeah,
Signed
yeah.
by everyone.
But no, but there's the old Estadio Bernabeu, right? Originally was it was started off as a bullfighting fighting ring,
Right.
and then they just fucking knocked all that down and built it. But it's the original bullfighting ring in Madrid.
Ah, okay.
That's where it came from.
So the signature's real? The real signature?
I don't think so. It might be. It could well be. But
It's just such a cool poster to have
Yeah.
up, like.
it could well be. I don't know about
Like,
that.
it catches your eye, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, like I know the story behind like the game Real Madrid and Cardiff itself. But, when-
67, what is it? 67?
Yeah.
67 it was,
But-
right?
Yeah.
but like the picture of why they used the bull,
Oh, no,
because obviously,
71.
It'd be cool if he was wearing like a Cardiff football shirt.
but I think because it was over 2 legs, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
So like obviously we drew in Real Madrid.
Right.
And then they came to us then in Indian Park, and we scored one, and we won 1-0.
Oh wow. Okay.
So obviously that was the first leg. So obviously that's why the ball and like.
It'd be better. It'd be wicked if you had both. If you had fucking two side by side.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So,
It's just like out of all the pictures, it's so unusual.
yeah.
And it's signed as well.
But like obviously looking at it now and focusing, like
Yeah.
Real Madrid's on top, so obviously they're the home team.
Yeah.
Cardiff City was the away
wicked.
team, and then because it was a draw, they came to Cardiff then.
Yeah.
And we obviously
beat them in
played us,
Cardiff.
and we beat them in Cardiff.
Beat Real Madrid.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But I just wish I was fucking a little bit older, but not much older.
Would have been nice to be there.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Do you know what I mean? It's like what.
What's the
even
best
though-
game you've ever been to? Like the one which you were like, oh man, this is like the best day. Because football, like Kyle always says, the football is about like the community.
Yeah.
And the brotherhood.
Yes, and that's it. And that's why, like for myself, like I couldn't answer that question. Like
Yeah.
Every game.
Every game.
Like,
That's
don't get me wrong.
awesome.
There's been some games like you go home and you think, what?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But the majority of the games, it's not about being there like to win.
Yeah.
It's not about even getting the 1 point through the draw. It's just been with the lads, having that brotherhood and belonging somewhere.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like
That's amazing.
people now in this day and age are talking. Yes, bro, you okay? Yeah, all good, man. Like everyone's starting to talk a lot now about mental health.
Yeah.
Where like obviously back in the day we never used to mention about mental health.
Yeah.
We just used to get on with it. But that was part of the football scene.
Yeah, of course.
Whereas
Like that was.
do your Monday to Friday, your
Yeah.
Saturday then was together aggression.
Yeah,
and
got
get that mental health side
Yeah.
down a bit. So then like
Because you're with the lads, you're all going through everything together.
Yeah.
You win together, you lose together. Like it's just a brotherhood.
Absolutely, bro.
It's literally giving me goosebumps feeling about it. It's really good, man.
And I say, like, and this is why, like, yes, I get why people say about the old times with bad times.
Yeah.
I get that side of it, but when you're in the middle of it, and you've got, yes, what do you think? Like, when you've got that reality of, I am someone, but it's not that you're someone because of yourself, you're someone because of everyone around you.
Yeah.
And it, like we said, it's a togetherness, it's a brotherhood, one in, all in, so to speak. But that's the dark side of it. But like everyone says, the dark side of it was the punch-ups. They can only say that because that's what they've seen.
Yeah, okay.
To us, that was the lightness. The dark side is where our mental health it was.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good. Look at that, when it's all lit up. That looks amazing. So we're going to be meeting him very soon. He's on his way. The back you can't really see. It was pitch black on my camera. But now wicked. I believe I think this is my seat here. I'm not sure. And Kyle's going to be here. Let's put it back a bit. So I'm not going to sit where people can see me, so I'm going to sit roughly about there. Then I can lean on this thing then. Oh, look at this. First class. Oh, it's a bit uncomfortable getting on here. Oh, look at this. First class seat. At the event with this dude, Mr. Michael Chopra. This guy's got some stories. Hopefully, I don't know how much I'm going to vlog, to be honest. I'm going to vlog as much as I can, but at the same time, I'm not going to go too crazy with it, because this is only a shorter vlog. I just want to showcase how amazing this event is, to be honest, and how much hard work's gone into it, and obviously the final result. Because when all the people are here, it's going to look really, really cool. I think it is, anyway. And obviously you guys, you know, and like we talked to Paul earlier, and I think what he was saying was really, really interesting. And obviously that goes to all clubs, you know, that's what it's about. It's about the community, and when you're struggling, you struggle together, you know, and I love that, man. I thought it was really, really good. It's quite inspirational as well, to be honest. Hiya, mate, you right? Yeah. Nice to meet you. Left-handed shake. Left-handed shake, that was so good. How you doing? You okay?
Yeah, good mate.
Good, man. It's exciting. I helped set everything up, man.
Oh, did you?
So I've seen your face all day. It's been good though. Cheers, man of the hour. I'm gonna leave you alone, man, because I'm just videoing the everything. Anyway, I'll leave you alone, mate. Thanks, buddy. So this event has a free beer. Get away from me, you alco. So we got t-shirts.
See, not bad, not bad.
Cool, isn't it? Do you sell these then?
Alright, these are all for sale, mate, yeah?
Oh yeah, so I didn't see these.
30 on these, or 2 for 50. Got Joe Ledley ones, got the Chopra ones. I've only got one of these left, the Warnock and Morrison signed ones. And all the shirts are for sale as well. You got replica shirts, you got match worn shirts, signed shirts.
So what's your company called?
Cardiff Classic shirts. Cardiff Classic shirts. Don't buy it online, buy it tonight, because I don't want to carry it all over again.
Starting to get pretty busy in here now, look. Hey, mate. So
Hello, can you hear me in the back?
This is Phil. He's a comedian, but he was on EastEnders
down here, mate.
and he was on Hollyoaks.
Yeah, down here, look, we got a special seat for you. But no fuck, I can see you in the back, can I?
Oh, God.
Are we ready to plod on, guys? Yes! Yeah? Put your hands together. We couldn't get Ian Rush. Put your hands together for Chopra! Chops, great to see you. How's life at the moment anyway? Someone said they had a bet that you wouldn't be fucking here tonight. Now look, Rocky Michael Chopra, that can't be right, can it? Is your father a big Rocky fucking fan or something, was he?
Must be, yeah. Nah, obviously, with my dad being, with me being half Indian, my dad's side of the family wanted me to have an Indian name. My mum being English wanted me to have an English name, so Rocky Michael. But I've always been Michael or Chops. I remember sitting, there's no kids in the house there. I remember sitting doing my GCSEs and I just turned up for the exam and wrote my name on the front of the exam paper and just sat there for 2.5 hours. Failed all my exams because I just had it in my head. I'm definitely going to make it. When I was growing up, I lost pretty much all my schoolmates because of the sacrifices I had to make. They were wanting to go out and drink fucking White Lightning and this and that, and I said no to them. I couldn't do it. Once I turned 18, 19, I couldn't do what I want. Once I've made it, do you know what I mean? And that's probably why I've gotten so much shit. But like I said, that was my journey. That's how it started.
But looking out from here, you'd say most of these don't fucking White Lightning, wouldn't you?
There's some of them here. They said one of the tests we've done on your heart, you've got a syndrome called Wolff-Parkinson-White, which is like an extra valve in your heart where electrical current goes through. So they wouldn't let me play any football for England until I had all the checks done by the doctors and everything. And after about 6 months, I think, they gave me the all clear, said everything's fine, you can play. Made my debut in one of the games against Northern Ireland, played really well. think we drew 0-0 at the time, but it kicked on from then. I was in the under 15s, 16s, all the way up to the 21s with England. I should have had a senior cap, but for some reason they picked. It was in 2006 when.
Who was the manager then?
Sven, it might have been Sven, yeah. So there was a lot of strikers in the Premier League that were injured. Now I was top scorer at Cardiff at the time. David Nugent was second top scorer, and for some reason they picked Nugent over me. I was fuming. I thought it was like down to politics and that sort of, with me being Asian and that sort of thing. I was devastated.
Yeah. So you were at Newcastle. You played with some amazing players there at the time. Was Gascoigne still there then or not?
No, Gaza wasn't there. Gaza was trying to find Raoul Mort with his fishing rod in a chicken.
That's fucking brilliant. I wasn't expecting that.
But look, Gaza was one of my childhood heroes. As a player, he was fantastic. He was just a loose cannon. But some of the what he done on the pitch was phenomenal. Pulled me one side and said, "You're too small for my team. Go and train with the reserves." So I had to train with the reserves for about 3 weeks. That loan only lasted a month. But yeah, look, I was a player that wanted to play and show people what I could do and score goals. I wasn't prepared just to sit and play in the reserves and wait for my chance at Newcastle. I've got to go out there and grab it with both hands.
Yeah. Is that when the gambling started? Remember that time?
So the gambling probably started when I was at Newcastle, yeah. When we were going to pre-season training, we'd fly to Malaysia, being a 17, 18-year-old, flying with the big boys, your Shearers, your Bellamy's, Gary Speed, Shea Gibbon, Titus Bramble, Jennings, Jonathan Woodgate. There was a lot of big hitters. And I'm sitting there and I'm on a plane and I'm on probably $3,000 a week, and these are big money. £50 notes are getting scattered in the middle of a table on the aeroplane, and I'm thinking, fucking hell, all they're doing is playing 3-card brag. I can imagine if you've got a decent hand, you're winning $50,000 there. So then I decided to join in, and
you could have been all fucking street down here.
So then I just decided to join in, and from then really it just started to go downhill. But I didn't see that. I wanted to be I wanted to be part of the senior boys. Do you know what I mean? I was just a young kid, and I looked up to these players, and I wanted to be in their circle. I wanted to be around them and that sort of thing. So I think that's, looking back, I think that's probably when it really started.
Yeah. You came to Cardiff City then, didn't you, with Dave Jones?
Yeah.
Didn't the kids used to wait for you outside the cookies or something?
Yeah, for my autograph. Yeah, nah. Look, when I first came to Cardiff, obviously I knew there was big interest, obviously, because I was really close with Peter Ridsdale, and I had the same agent as Steve McPhail, and I knew Macca was going to sign as well. And then we got speaking with Peter Ridsdale. I spoke with Dave. He told me his plans and everything, and I said, "Yeah, I'll come down to Cardiff and have a proper chat, have a look around the place, see if I like it." Turned up at Ninian Park, and I was thinking, "Oh, what have I done? What have I come to?" I walked through the main entrance to the change rooms, and I'm looking around, and I see like stuffed animals stuck to the wall, and I'm like, "What the fuck's this?" Oh, Sam Haman shot it, and he likes to put his animals around the stadium and that sort of thing.
What a bastard.
I go through the tunnel out to the stadium, I'm looking around, and I'm thinking, fucking hell, the ground's going to fall apart. But it wasn't until you actually play in the stadium and you realise how...
Was that at Ninian Park?
Ninian, yeah. You don't realise until you're actually playing in the stadium, and you don't realise until the atmosphere and how passionate the fans are, and until you're actually playing on the pitch. I remember when you, from one side of the pitch to the other, you can't actually see it. You couldn't see over it because there was like a curve, a mound. But look, I had great times there. I had special memories. People people said I scored the best hat-trick there against Leicester City. Scored a free kick, chip over the keeper, and then shot in the top corner. But look, like I've always said, Cardiff is a place in my heart, and from that season it really took to me. The fans took to me because I knew that if you work hard for the football club, the fans are going to love you. It was a bit like Newcastle. The fans go to work Monday to Friday, they work hard, but they're going to support the team on the weekend, and that's how I found it.
Yeah.
I knew the rivalry between Leeds and Cardiff was really deep. I think I just scored a free kick, I think it was. We went on to win the game 1-0. The ball's been played up to the halfway line, and centre-half's come to challenge me, and I've just fucking got, fuck it, I'm going to elbow him. I thought I would get away with it, you know what I mean? But I was that type of player that I'd leave my foot in or try and hurt someone, do you know what I mean? It was just me, it's just my game. And I elbowed him in the face, and he went down and stuff like that, and I got a red card, and then I was thinking in the change room, I hope we don't fucking lose the game and stuff like that, because obviously Leeds United, Cardiff, it's a massive game for the fans, and if I scored the goal at the time and to go on to win the game 1-0, it was a great feeling for me, and obviously a great feeling for the fans as well.
You left. Fucking great singing voice, probably. Anyway, when we interview him, you get to call it whatever you fucking want after. Anyway, you left Cardiff and went to Sunderland then with Roy Keane. And they put you into rehab then, didn't they?
Yeah, so I'll tell you the story before how I actually signed. So we were in Portugal, and I was one pre-season with Cardiff, and I had a withheld number ringing me, and it was like Michael Roy, and I was like, Roy who? And he was like, a Troy Keane Sunderland manager. I was like, nah, it's not. I thought it was one of the lads taking the piss, do you know what I mean? And he was like, yeah, look, Michael, it's Roy. I've spoke to Cardiff. They give me permission to speak to you. Obviously, you played against us last year. You scored 2 at the Stadium Live. I like how you play. You're a goal scorer. Obviously, you're a big Newcastle fan. Obviously, Newcastle Sunderland's a massive rivalry. I'd like to take you, but no, it's a big decision for you. He says, have a couple of days to think about it. And then come back and let me know. So I come off the phone, I said to the gaffer Dave, I was like, listen, if you're going to sell me to Sunderland, just drag it on for a bit so I can have a holiday and stuff like that in Portugal. So the gaffer was like, look, what do you want to do? Do you want to go to Sunderland a lot? I said, look, I don't really want to leave the club. My heart's set here. I just signed a new deal in February, and the club want to sell me about 4 months later. I spoke to Dave, I spoke to Peter Ridsdale, and they kind of said to me, look, if you go, we're going to be able to build a new training ground with the money that we get from the sale of you. Because we were training at Forest, we were eating food in porta cabins, we were doing weights in the car park. Look, it wasn't nice, do you know what I mean? It wasn't nice for the lads, and it wasn't nice for... If I didn't move that summer, then we would have still been at Forest and that sort of thing. So yeah, I decided to go to Sunderland. Obviously I had to open up to the football club about the gambling debts and that sort of thing, and the gambling problem. So Roy Keane straight away phoned Peter Kay Sport and Chance Clinic. He was like, listen, you've got to get Michael in to the Sport and Chance, you've got to get him seen to. I'll send him down there for a week and you can tell me, give him the treatment and everything he needs. Sport and Chance Clinic was actually fully booked, so he said there's a hospital in the centre of London, Capio Nightingale. So Roy was like, right, we'll send him there, he can stay in the Landmark Hotel, it's just round the corner, you go there 9 till 5, do your rehab, and then after a week you come back to Sunderland. So 9 till 5 I would go and do my rehab, and then 5 till 8 there was a bookies round the corner. I'd go straight at the bookies. So Sunderland were thinking that they're curing me and fixing me, whereas I knew I wasn't, because I was just fucking treating like a piece of shit, you know what I mean? I was sitting there listening to these meetings and thinking, what the fuck am I doing here? I'm with loads of people I shouldn't be with. And I'd go in the bookies and just chill out there for like 3 hours in my own comfort zone.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until later on that I found out, when I did go into the Sporting Chance Clinic when I was at Ipswich, that you've got to want to do it for yourself.
Yeah.
You want to. It's only you who can stop. Do you know what I mean? It's nobody can force you to stop. You've got to do it yourself and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Really close with a guy in Newcastle called Steve Black. He was like a mentor to me for motivation, physical fitness, and that sort of thing. And he used to text me quite a lot during the game to have a read to motivate me for the second half. And obviously, prior to Bella's coming, I used to do it all the time, check my phone at half time and that sort of thing. So obviously when Bella's is coming, Bella's being Bella's and the professional side of him from being at Man City and Liverpool, he's obviously seen me checking my phone at half time and probably thinking that I'm checking the horse results or the football scores. So he said to the fitness coach here, Alex Armstrong at the time, he was like, listen, take his phone out of his pocket and hide it so he doesn't get distracted for the second half. So I've come in the change room and I've gone to get my phone out of my pocket and I'm like, looking at that and I'm like, it's not my tracksuit, you know. I'm thinking in my head, this is not my tracksuit, so I've checked somebody else's. And I'm thinking, where the fuck's my phone gone? So the gaffer's like, Chops, just sit down right now, gaffer. He goes, what's up? I said, someone's nicked my phone. He's like, what do you mean? I said, well, where's my phone? I went, I'm not going out for the second half until I get my phone back. So I've gone to the toilet, fucking raging, do you know what I mean? And then I think the physio at the time, Sean Conley's coming up and said, listen, Alex has got your phone, don't worry, just get your head right for the second half and go out. So then I've sat back down and the gaffer's like, get your head ready and stuff like that, because obviously Bristol City and big game, do you know what I mean? So yeah, that was the situation with Bellas. Look, I knew Bellas when I was at Newcastle. He was a nightmare, do you know what I mean? He was fucking standing in the mirror and having an argument with himself. but I seen a totally different player. Totally different player when he came to Cardiff. The professionalism was unbelievable. Looking back now, I just wish that I had took some advice from him, because I would have probably been a little bit of a better player while I was in Cardiff, do you know what I mean? Because when I was at Cardiff, my attitude and lifestyle, look, it was shit, you know what I mean? People can say you're scoring the goals and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, what I was doing off the pitch was crazy. I would say to the gaffer before a game on a Saturday, if I score and we win, can I have a couple of days off so I can go back to Newcastle? So I'd go back to Newcastle straight after the game, take 6 hours in a car straight out in Newcastle, spend time with my family Sunday, and then come back to spend Monday in Newcastle and come back to training on a Tuesday at Cardiff. But I used to leave Newcastle at like 2 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday morning, drive to Cardiff, get to the Vale training ground, put the seat down, sleep for an hour, and then jump in the change room and get changed and go out and train. It was looking back now, it was crazy. Do you know what I mean?
Did you think you were suffering from homesickness or mental health? Because mental health has come to the forefront now, hasn't it?
Yeah,
a lot of people. You know.
I think it was a case of when I was at Cardiff. I think I was single. I'd just gone through a divorce, and I was living in a 5-bedroom house on my own in near Corntown Bridge End. And I think it was a case of just wanting to be back home with your mates. But on the other hand, when I was asking for time away and if I scored and we won, then the club was getting the success, do you know what I mean? But it was affecting me. Even my lifestyle off it, with the gambling and finishing training, going in the bookies down the bay, spending time where I should have been in the training ground looking after myself, not eating the right foods. I've got a match ball in the house, written on it, you can have a pint of Coke anytime you like, because off time one of the games at Cardiff, I've asked Alex Armstrong, I don't feel too great, I need a sugar boost, go and get me a pint of Coke. So he got me a pint of Coke and I fucking scored a hat-trick. So on the match ball, you can have a pint of Coke anytime you like. Even though I knew what was going on, I'd still fucking bet on the horses, do you know what I mean? It was stupid. Even though I knew how bet the racing was, but I'd still bet on it. I knew it was fixed and everything.
So did they find? How did they catch up with you? Was it
So-
through the jockey or not?
No, so we obviously when we're laying the bets for big amounts of money, there's a suspicious betting pattern going on. So the BHA are looking into that, thinking, oh, hang on a minute, you've got a favourite 1 to 2 there, and he hasn't even finished in the top 3 yet. There's been about 150 grand being put on a horse to finish outside the top 3. So your account will get frozen straight away, but I'd still do it on the next week, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I think the jockey fell out with his missus and she fucking grassed us.
What a bastard! She's from Lansbury Park,
But it was funny because I was in the bookies down the bay in the Ladbrokes, and I was telling people, listen, don't bet on the favourite because it's not going to win. And at the end of the race, the fucking people in the bookies are chucking their pens at the screen going, the cheating bastard, this and that. I'm like, mate, I told you not to bet on the favourite, you know what I mean?
Did you have a red card against QPR? Did you headbutt
Yeah.
someone?
So-
Scott, was it?
Yeah, so we played, I'll do the QPR one first. So obviously we played QPR away. This was in I think it was the first season when I was in Cardiff, 2007. Now I had the chance to be top scorer because one of the Cardiff fans actually sent me a copy of his fucking betting slip. He had a bet on me at the start of the season to be top scorer. I think he got 33 to 1, he had a 10 on it. And he actually he actually got the bet photocopied and sent me it in the post, in the fan mail. But yeah, look, after the game, Lee Camper he was giving loads of Cardiff fans loads of shit behind the goal. So obviously I went up to him and fucking pushed him with the orgy going on. And the refs come over and give me a red card. And I missed the last 2 or 3 games of the season, so I couldn't make it as top scorer. I think I finished 1 behind Jamie Curtin, I think it was. He was at Colchester at the time.
Yeah.
I got 22, he got 23. But and then there was another one. Obviously, I've already said I like to mix it with them, with players, and put my foot in and wind players up. We were playing West Brom away. I think we beat them 2-0 at the time. I've had a bit of back chat with Scott Carson and that sort of thing, and we squared off to each other. And he's pushed his head in towards mine, so I kind of went down pretending his head butted us. We got a penalty, I think Witt scored it, and we went on to win the game. But I was that type of player. You've always got to try and get one up on the opposition. Do you know what I mean? You've always got to think, how can I better the opponent?
Yeah.
What have I got to do to try and put him off his game? Just little things like that would go on in my mind while I was playing. I remember getting a phone call off David James, who was the manager of one of the teams, and he was like, I've spoke to some players who used to play with Newcastle. I've spoken to Michael Owen, obviously you played with him. Says you're a good lad. I just want to know if you're off the betting and everything. Are you fit and healthy? I was like, yeah, Jim, I'm fit. I'm raring to go. And since I left Blackpool, I probably put on about 2 stone, just from fucking depression and being at Blackpool. Do you know what I mean? So I got to India and Jane was like, I thought you said you were like fit and healthy. Looking at me, do you know what I mean? Like how I look now. Put on a little bit of weight, and we'd done a bleep test and everything, and I've come out at level 9. He's thinking, what's going on? Yeah, do you know what I mean? And I was like, listen, Jane, well, give me time to get fit. I'll get fit and everything. But in India really changed me. It changed me as a person. Look, I'm not afraid to admit it. When I was at Cardiff and Newcastle, Sunderland, I was a dickhead. Do you know what I mean? I thought I was bigger and better than anybody else. I thought I could do whatever I wanted. Thought I was bigger than the police and that sort of thing. I thought I could speed and everything. And it wasn't until I got to India where it really changed me as a person and realised what's important in life. And how I see it is, I'm no different to anybody else in this room. I'm a human being.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I had a talent. Other people, I've got a talent. It's just we have different things. And whenever people say, "Oh, when we speak to you, you're just a normal kid," and it's right. I am a normal kid. I'm no different to anybody else. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I played professional football, but it only lasts for 15 years. And then what you do afterwards, you can't be big-headed and you can't be greedy and that sort of thing. So you've got to treat everyone with respect. You've got to look after everyone how you want to be treated. And that's what I really. When I went to India, that's what I really found out, because I was living in a 5-star hotel and then I was coming out and you were seeing the poverty and little kids begging for money and no food and everything, and it really, really hit me. And I just wish that I could go back about 10 years and knock the gambling on the head and that sort of thing, do you know what I mean? It was just one of them things, but at the end of the day I had a good career, do you know what I mean? I scored a lot of goals. In people's eyes I'm a legend for what I've done in the game and that sort of thing.
Well, I think that's why there's been a great turnout tonight, and every time you've been down, it's been fantastic audiences, isn't it? Just
like I've always said to people, when everybody always said, why do you not do the talks in Newcastle and that sort of thing, because Cardiff City is really close to my heart.
Yeah.
The fans are really close to me. Whenever I'm on Instagram, Twitter, I'm always having a chat with the fans and that sort of thing. Do you know, I get on well with the fans.
Yeah.
Whenever Cardiff are playing on the weekend or midweek, I'm always checking their scores to see how they do.
Because you went down to the Swansea game, didn't you?
Yeah, I went down on the bus to Swansea. I spoke to Steve Bowley before the game, and I said to him, "Listen, I'm down in the area. I'd love to go to the game."
Yeah.
Obviously, done what I did for the football club in 2010, I think it was, when I scored the winner in the 92nd minute to shut them up. People forget I scored 2 that game as well. They just remember the winner. I have to remind them. But no, I said to Steve, I said, "Listen, I'm going to be in the area. I'd love to go to the game. Is there any way I can make my own way there?" A couple of my mates are going and that sort of thing. He was like, you can't make your own way there. He was like, "Do you know how much trouble it would cause if you made your own way there and found out you were there and that sort of thing?" I was like, "What's the only other option?" He was like, "Well, you'll have to go on the bus with the fans." So I jumped on the bus with the fans, you know what I mean? It was great, it was brilliant, I really enjoyed it. And thankfully we managed to get a decent result out of it, because we weren't playing well at all at the start of the season.
The audience.
After that goal against Swansea, what happened then? Light out.
Basically done what I want, didn't I?
You have to pay for a single hang on, gentlemen here.
You talked earlier about you're a feisty player, yeah? You loved to get involved, right? Was there anybody you thought, you know what, fuck that, I'm getting involved with him?
Big
defenders you thought.
Danny Shitu.
Was it?
Yeah. I remember.
Big lad, Mike.
Yeah, I remember when we played Millwall. He was in Millwall, and you're in the tunnel, and he just starts like shouting, "It's fucking Shitu time!" and starts like pumping his chest and that. Just go mad, and like he's a big lad, you know, and I'm just a small lad, and I'm thinking, fucking, I've got to put up with him all game, you know what I mean?
We come to that lady now. I'm going to try and be fair with everyone, then we'll come back to you then. We'll come back to you.
So how did you feel on the last game you played?
I thought you just asked that one.
No.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what? I didn't know it was my last game that I was playing in. It just happened afterwards to call a time, do you know what I mean? It happened in India, to be fair. The season finished. There was clubs in the UK that wanted me, but like I said before, I didn't want to keep dropping down the divisions. I didn't think that it was going to be my last game. It just happened a couple of months afterwards.
I'm sorry to follow on that question.
You'll have to be quick because I've got loads of people here.
After you retired, do you feel like you could be a manager of any Premier League, Champions League?
I could never be a manager. It's just not in my
Okay, you got
system.
I think you can.
this
Thank you.
gentleman here. Fancy coming down tomorrow or what?
I'll be there watching.
I got to be honest, I think Cardiff are doing really, really well. I think they'll finish in the top 8, that's only my opinion. Anyway, anybody else? Right, last question here, okay? You all ready? Last question here.
You're on with Craig Berry here, yeah? Do you think Wales are in good hands with Craig Berry as a manager? They started off really well this year.
I think they're in great hands. Yeah. I think what he's doing is he's doing a bit like what Speedo done when Speedo was manager. He's bringing the right players in. He's bringing the right philosophy to the football team. He knows what the players are about. Thank you.